Okay, so this episode is going to be my waiver wire winners for week 2. Basically, the guys who really helped out your team if you were lucky enough to own them. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, I don't know! Moving right along. Okay, first up is my quarterback. We're going to Tampa Bay to talk about Josh Freeman. Okay, now, last year, Josh Freeman wasn't really that great, okay? He was fumbly, he was inaccurate. Basically, he was a rookie. But this year, he's actually doing pretty good. In his 2 games, he has 4 touchdown passes to 1 interception. That's not too bad considering he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are, because of Josh Freeman's help, 2-0. I guarantee you didn't see that coming. Well, maybe you did if you took a look at the schedule that the Tampa Bay Bucks have had in their first 2 games, Cleveland and Carolina. Their next series of games should be interesting in determining whether or not Josh Freeman is really a viable starter. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and New Orleans. New Orleans could get interesting, but I think that personally Josh Freeman's going to get shut down against Pittsburgh and probably against Cincinnati too. But this is not about the future. This is about the present. He pretty much took Carolina to school. Hold on, let me see here. He had 178 total yards against them for 2 touchdowns and tack on another 43 rushing yards. So, this guy is an all-purpose fella. Now, as I've said, the next few games aren't looking too good. In fact, I don't think that he's going to have the same performance as he did in this game until week 7 against St. Louis and then maybe week 8 against Arizona. But for right now, I like Josh Freeman. Only owned in 13% of leagues, so if you're in desperate need of a quarterback, say you're in a 2-team league or a league that has like 20 teams, then, or not a 2-team league, a 2-quarterback league, like you have 2 quarterbacks on one team, or you're in a 20-team league or something like that, then yeah, I'd have to say go for it. Pick up Josh Freeman if you need him. Okay, next up, we have Donald Brown for my running back. Now, this is the first time in the Peyton Manning era of Indianapolis when Indianapolis had more rushing attempts than passing attempts. Pretty crazy when you consider how long Peyton Manning's been in the league. I think he's in his 13th season now, maybe 12th. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what year he came in. I think it was 98. Yeah, 13th season. This is the first time that they've rushed more than they passed in a game. And Donald Brown was a big part of it. Granted, he only went for 69 yards, but he got those 69 yards on 16 carries, which is well over 4.0 yards per carry. In fact, that's over 4.5 yards per carry. And he tacked on a 7-yard touchdown. If the Colts commit to a running game alongside Joseph Adai, this is an even scarier team than was previously thought. Because the Colts are a passing team, pure and simple. But when you add an extra dimension of a running game, they get downright scary. So, and they have a fairly running back friendly schedule ahead of them against Denver, Jacksonville, KC. So that could get good. I like that. If you need a running back, go for Donald Brown. 36% owned. I don't think that he'll do you wrong. I actually have him in one of my leagues. Well, had him. I had him this week, and he really came through for me. Helped me get a big win. It was in my 20-team league with 25 different players on it. Yeah, I scored over 200 points. Well, over 200 points. But this isn't about me. This is about you and who you need to pick up. And now it's about a running back. Not a running back. Now it's about a wide receiver. And my wide receiver... Now, last week, I went for a quarterback-wide receiver combo. You know, I went with Sam Bradford, and then I went with his wide receiver, Mark Clayton. This week, I'm doing the same thing. I went with Josh Freeman, and this week, I'm going with Mike Williams of Tampa Bay. Now, if you look at his story, it's eerily similar to that of Johnny Knox from last season. Let me give you a quick rundown. Johnny Knox, drafted in the 5th round out of Abilene Christian, not exactly a prestigious school, but he was the second wide receiver picked by the team that drafted him, the Chicago Bears. Originally, they had drafted Joaquin Iglesias in the 3rd round, but eventually, I think he fell to all the way down to number 6 receiver on the team behind. At the start of this season, he was behind Hester, Aromashadu, Knox, Earl Bennett, and Rasheed Davis. So, yeah, Joaquin kind of fell a bit. But Johnny Knox asserted himself. He had a touchdown in like 3 or 4 straight games. There may have been a kick return for a touchdown. And he ended up going to the Pro Bowl. Now, I'm not going to say that Mike Williams is going to go to the Pro Bowl, mostly because he doesn't return kicks. But he will have a few more touchdowns by the end of the season. Think about it. And like I said, his story is similar to that of Knox. 4th round pick out of Syracuse. Granted, there's a difference between Abilene Christian and Syracuse. Moving right along. Was the 2nd receiver picked by the team. They originally picked up Aurelius Ben, who is now the 4th receiver on his team, behind Williams, Sammy Strotter, and Michael Santamaria Spurlock. If you don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube search, Michael Spurlock kickoff return. You'll find something good about it. Anyway, so Mike Williams has had 2 touchdowns in 2 games, and both of them were pretty good. First off, you had the one in week 1 against Cleveland, where he kind of did that tip drill, falling backwards out of bounds, but still dragging his feet down in bounds while catching the ball. Pretty cool. In fact, if you look on my homepage right now, that is actually on my favorites. So that just tells you how awesome of a catch that was. But then this week, he backed it up in the win against Carolina with a 35-yard touchdown pass with an awesome combination of speed and just juking ability. This guy's got talent. I like where he's going, but like I said, he has a tough schedule ahead of him. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, New Orleans. Look for him to come out big in St. Louis, but he should do fairly well in the upcoming game, so don't completely go away on Mike Williams. 39% owned. You're probably going to be able to pick him up in your league. And finally, to my tight end. Now, I originally, in my 20-team league, I picked up Rob Gronkowski on the waiver wire, thinking, okay, the Patriots never had a big weapon at tight end, and I think that Gronkowski might be that weapon. So I picked up Gronkowski, and sadly, I was wrong. I picked the wrong rookie New England tight end. It's Aaron Hernandez, okay? This guy is unquestionably my waiver wire winner of the week, period. Not just of tight ends, of the week. This is the guy. 6 receptions, 101 yards against the Jets. Against the frackin' Jets, okay? And 3 of those catches came on 3rd down, okay? This guy just... he's crazy good, okay? And on top of that, he's facing Buffalo next week. Buffalo, okay? If he was able to put up 6 receptions for 101 yards against the Jets, arguably the best defense in the NFL, what do you think that they're going to do against Buffalo, who is down their best defensive player in Paul Posluszny? Okay? Aaron Hernandez is going to freaking tear Buffalo apart. But, as I've said before, this is not about the future, this is about the present. And Aaron Hernandez, 6 receptions, 101 yards, and only 7% owned in fantasy leagues on Yahoo. This is a guy who... he's going to be big, okay? Anytime Tom Brady finds himself a new weapon, he uses that weapon pretty effectively, i.e., Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, Deion Branch. I could go on, but I can't think of any others. So I'll stop right while I'm ahead. So there you have it. Quarterback Josh Freeman, who's owned in, I think, only 13% of leagues. Donald Brown, 36%. Mike Williams, 39%. And Aaron Hernandez, 7%. So, yep, those are my waiver wire winners of week 2 by the one and only Nicky V. Thanks for watching, people, and goodbye. Why isn't this... stupid.